So, hi everyone. So, good morning, good evening, and good afternoon. So, my name is Pranay. I'm here to present about one of my open source pet project called STS Live Test Result Viewer, which I basically developed to show address one of the challenge that I was facing with TestStand while using TestStand semiconductor module. Right. So before we get started, I'll take a couple of minutes to talk about our giants, our female. Right. So I'm talking about Kalpana Chawla. Today, Kalpana Chawla is an astronaut and a mechanical engineer, and was one of the first women of Indian origin to go into space and like stand as a role model for many other people to like look into space and then like give priority to education, right? And Kalpana Chawla was also one of the member of the space shuttle Columbia, which flew in 1997 and has acted as a mission specialist and primary robotic arm operator. Right. So I've also attached a quick link about the great achievements from Kalpana Chawla. So here we will start by looking into this tool by seeing a very quick introduction to semiconductor test system, a quick introduction, the challenge that we are going to discuss and this solution along with some roadmap associated with that. So what is semiconductor test system, or in short STS? Basically STS is an NI hardware solution, which is basically a PXI based production ready AT solution, which is used for varieties of semiconductor devices, which falls under RF, mixed signal, MEMS, and a few other as well. That helps in reducing the cost of test and improving the time to market. Basically it is an hardware system with certain modules associated with that. So from the hardware standpoint, we have the NIPXA platform, which has a PXA controller, chassis, and some instruments. And it also has the features that are necessary to put this hardware box into production testers, production environment, right? Production test environment. The second portion is where we'll be talking a bit in detail today, which is semiconductor test software system. So what software is used to write the tests, right? So basically LabVIEW or C# can be used to write the test programs, and then once the test programs are written, we can use the TestStand in the test systems, STS test systems, to do the test software management, test sequencing. Right. So both these components, like code module development and test management software, are powered by an add-on from NI, which is called a semiconductor module add-on that enables the test developers to write multi-site test programs that can be used to test multiple devices in parallel, which is that multi-site fashion. Right. So it's a very short introduction about STS. So we'll see about this LabVIEW TestStand components in some time now. We all know TestStand, many of us. So when we're running the TestStand, especially the test sequences that are developed for STS test systems, we can put a breakpoint and we can view the results of a specific test by selecting that. So when we select the test, which is a VA call, we'll be able to see the test results that are published by that VA once the execution is completed in this tab present here. And if you want to see the test results published by the same VA on a different site, which is on site 1, we need to select it here. But if you want to see the test results published by both the sites at same time, or if you want to see the test results published by multiple tests at same time, like just to debug while the test sequences are running, it's not pretty straightforward at this point. And it becomes much more complex when we have subsequent calls, and if we miss to put a breakpoint on the test that we want to see the results across without stepping into directly. Right. So we might have a question. Why can't we use on-the-fly reporting options available in TestStand? Of course, yes, we can use STDF logs, CSV logs, or debug test result logs that are available as part of semiconductor module add-on that comes on top of TestStand. But the only challenge that we have is these logs gets populated only at the end of batch. That means after running all the tests across a specific date, the logs will be returned to the file. So if you want to see the log, we need to put a breakpoint, and it is not that easy for us to look the results of different tests across different sites. So hence, a tool that can display the results while the sequence is running will become a handy one for us to debug and then make the debugging process simpler and easier. Right, so which is what I'm going to present today, a tool called STS Live Test Result Viewer. We can, in short, we can call it as LTRV. Is a tool that displays the results published by the test modules or the test program that is running across different sites in a single view while the TestStand sequence is running, which looks something like this. So we can like traverse through this view and then understand, okay, what result is published by a specific test running across a specific site, and also do some comparison through this view, just in case of debugging necessities. Right, so this is the introduction of the tool, but how this tool is implemented. So basically I'm using a TestStand process model plugin. So basically TestStand process model plugins are sequence files that are used to do the test result processing and then creating the test files, right? Like result processing and report generation, in short. So TestStand offers several features for the existing result processing plugins to customize and then meet the requirements of our project. But if some of them are not customizable, then we can either customize the plugin directly, or we can create a new plugin which meets our project requirements. So I have also added some links that will help us in getting started and understanding more about this process model architecture. But as we mentioned, like we have created a process model for our tool, and that process model like does not log data to a file, because logging data to a file is already taken care by other plugins that are available from TestStand Semiconductor module. But instead it collects the test results and then displays it into STS LTRV, the view that is running. So it's again an open source tool, easy to set up and customize. So we can download the tool from GitHub, and follow the instructions available here on this page to set up the tool. We can configure the tool from result processing window by adding STS Live Test Result Viewer. We can configure, at this point, we can configure the number of that results we would like to track in this tool, just to put a threshold on how many devices we want to see at a single shot. And then nothing more. We can run the sequence and then see the results that are getting populated on the tool, which we'll see as a short demo. So the tool will get automatically launched while the sequence is running and then starts populating the results in this view. So only one point I would like to add here in the interest of time. So this tool displays the results after each step has completed its execution in the sequence. So we will see that in a demo. So let me not take too long. I have an example sequence from NI, which is an STS test sequence from NI examples, which has some tests over here, which are already defined. Let's see how to view these results from the tool. I'll just fire this tool. I'll just run the sequence by clicking on start lot. Maybe I'll skip analysis. So as soon as we run the sequence, we will get the tool up and displayed. I just need to select which all sites we need to run. For time being, I'll just run all the sites. So now we can see, if you want to see the results, we can select there. But let me resume the breakpoint and I'll go back to the tool. So we can see the test results published by this particular step across 4 different sites, site 0, 1, and then few more are displayed in here. We can also use this group result by approach to group the results in terms of part number or test number. If we group the results across test number, we'll be able to see the results published by different sites together and then gives us a better correlation. Since I'm running this sequence in simulation mode, it is just throwing a random data, which is like default data. But yeah, when it runs on the real test and like setups, we'll be able to see the results that is getting populated over and over here. Right, so like in the interest of time, I'm not going much into the demo now. So this is the tool which can help us in debugging the results published across different sites and different tests. So if you have any questions, please drop, and if you have any suggestions or any comments, please drop it in the chat box. I'll read them and then get back to you. And just to give a short overview on the roadmap, at this point the tool has the capability to grab the results from different sites while the sequence is running and then display it in a single view. But I also have a roadmap based on feedback that I received from different teams and different friends of mine from different geographies to enhance some more capabilities, which is available on my GitHub page where the tool is there. So feel free to add a comment and add your suggestions. So thank you so much. That was a quick presentation about STS live test result viewer. Thank you so much for joining the session, everybody.